back with the first game of the night. The map is going to be Deadwing. ASL Prime Season 4 starts now, and here on Deadwing is going to be this blue Protoss player. Spawning in the bottom left, representing Yowie Flash Wolves and all the boys that are big around the world. It is going to be PartinG!
Did you just do an echo with your mic? Teach me how to do this, Tempo!
And his opponent spawning in the top right corner, representing Flipside Tactics. It is the red Zerg player, Silky. I had to, man. I had to do it. I've been messing around with virtual audio cable. Oh, man. And Adobe Audition. So fun. Because I use Adobe Audition to record my music, so it's like second nature here.
Well, it sounds pretty cool. I like the echo, man. I'm just thinking, like, dude, would you, like, shout out a subscriber or something? Oh.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I was trying to go top button on this cast. That's not happening. It's coming off right now.
Nah, don't even worry about it. Let's go.
So I don't know. It's weird. I've never been in the passenger seat for a long time for casting, man. It's I don't know. Do you want me to introduce the other players? Are you just gonna use the echo, or
yeah, sure. Nah, that was like, you know, give them a taste. They never know when it's gonna come, you know. So, but
I'll do the you know what I'll do? I'll do the setup, right, and you can be like,
oh
Silky.
I got it.
All right. Well, as you mentioned before we got into this, PartinG, man, he's been all over the place. Forge Expand versus Zerg. Gotta expect those cannons. It's freaking PartinG after all.
He is, and he's the type of player that'll do it, and you'll scout it, and he'll do it anyway. But oh my god! Actually, this hasn't even been scouted at all. Silky has not sent out a drone scout, and when he comes over here, he's gonna find 3 cannons being morphed in his. Make him feel extra special, because they are.
Well, I think one of the problems for PartinG here is, you know, the drone's getting pulled, the Lings are on top of this, but he is determined, if nothing else, to make this work. So really, really investing into this. I mean, this is at least 1,000 minerals, something like that. But Silky, you know, look at the income per minute. He's down to 180 minerals compared to that of the 700 of PartinG. So he's basically lost out on 2 expansions just by being down here for a full minute trying to clean this mess up.
Yeah, but the thing is, PartinG didn't cancel a lot of those cannons.
True enough.
I think there were 2 of them. He's lost already 524 resources. But like you said, PartinG is already making his Nexus. And he's getting it up pretty well. He's going to be safe pretty much from these Lings if this cannon finishes in time, which it should. But I don't know, man. Silky could just bust on through and maybe get 4 or so Lings in there if PartinG doesn't put that pylon down.
Oh, they actually missed the pylon. That speed is pretty sick. You will get up to the main with 4 of these Lings, but, I mean, it's going to take some very precise probe micro to make sure he doesn't lose too much to this.
Yeah. And I'm sorry I wasn't paying attention as much in the beginning as we was doing the echo and stuff, but yes, Silky did open up with a speed, pulled out of gas, and he's already putting back in gas and getting a Baneling Nest. So he's going to follow this up with a very aggressive tactic. And you know, Rifkin, like you said, if Silky had done his homework, he may be able to take this, but we're just going to have to see how many of these probes are actually going to go down, and if this wall is going to get busted as well.
I mean, it's pretty typical to expect cannons out of PartinG. I don't think there's a single map I can think of in the current map pool where PartinG wouldn't want to go cannons on. It's not just the fact that it's PartinG after all, but he's really good at abusing terrain. Now, the problem for this a little bit is, you're right, he did invest so much across the map, but even losing drones in the main, he's lost about 6 so far. He's still ahead in workers. You know, this is the cost of Silky having a natural base down so late. The fact that he's cut drones since forever ago, and it's just Banelings, it's just Zerglings. Nothing else is coming out of those larvae.
Man, I'm wondering if he breaks through this pylon, he's going to have to get through the Zealot as well. This is a very smart move here from PartinG, because that is not enough Banelings to bust through both of those.
And there's still a hang back a little bit, though. No need to take that splash damage.
Take that splash.
Okay, well, it comes in on the wrong side of the pylon anyways, but he's going to hold this. He even puts down another Forge for good measure. He'll cancel that, of course, and PartinG has held this rather magnificently.
Yeah, and he has his Nexus up, playing it super safe by adding another Photon Cannon. And that Zealot is getting pretty low.
Yeah, but there's a force field. Believe in the power of the Sentry.
Yeah. Very nice hold there from PartinG. That crisis management is really something to be I would say just praise, give him that clap, tip of the hat for sure. But now Silky got his base up. I mean, that's all he has.
I liked how quick he was to respond to that, though. That was something that really could have, would have, should have gotten out of hand quickly had he not invested in the second cannon, had he not invested in another pylon or a fake forge. He knew what was coming, he prepared for it precisely, and now we find ourselves dancing towards the mid-game with a surprisingly even game. Silky's starting to make up that drone count, but not exactly on a third base just yet, although, speak of the devil.
Yep, I'm going to put it down right now, and I was very surprised that he had a good drone count behind it. I was expecting him to be kind of very low. I know some players like Jon Snow who'll do some aggressive tactics like that, and then you look back at his main and his natural, and he has like 4 drones. They're both on flip side tactics, but very, very nice from Silky, I would say, to be actually pretty good in that drone count.
But that's not like this is it for PartinG. There's some Protoss players out there who they're the one-trick pony. They pull off the cannons or they don't, and that's the game for you. PartinG's warp tech's a little bit late. Everything for him is a little bit late. Frankly, he wasted so much in the early game as far as investment goes. But chances are, I'm imagining Blink, unless he gets forced into another build. Everyone kind of likes to joke about the Immortal Sentry all-in. Maybe the case if he scouts a lot of roaches, but I think for PartinG as well, despite not scouting recently, he's got to know timing-wise. His opponent's going to be on layer-ish. It's a question of, is it Spire or is it Roach Hydra?
Exactly, yeah. And I'm not exactly sure what the style of Silky is in this matchup. But, he already has a speed, so he can go into that layer. Doesn't have to focus on getting that speed afterwards if he were going to add Hydras. So the Roach Warren has completed, Evo Chamber on the way, and when that layer does finish, we'll find it out. He's going up to 3 gases as well. But we're just seeing drones, drones, and drones. But PartinG...
That's a lot of gateways, my friend.
Yeah. He's not looking to tech at all. And Silky might be expecting some kind of Immortal Sentry timing.
Well, it's not going to be Immortals. There's no Robos.
Exactly.
This is just a big, big old gateway attack, which, if we're going to be completely honest, this is a tactic that's been somewhat abandoned because Zerg have figured it out, defenses have been made, but PartinG's actually going to have this really nice timing where Hydras are only just popping as he gets across the map. Hydras will only just go into production soon. And with the amount of sentries he has right now, it's not a lot, but it's enough to basically force them away and allow him to recall if he finds himself out of position.
And also, those Hydras are not going to have the range, so PartinG would be able to use those force fields pretty nicely. But I think Silky, if he was preparing to drone up, he already took the gas at his third, to maybe prepare for that Immortal Sentry, but this is going to hit a lot earlier. And if Silky's not careful, he could be in a bit of trouble here. 11 Hydras, though, Riff. Pretty good.
In the Kung Fu Cup earlier today, Snoot showed this really cool game versus Petite Drogo where he basically threw down like 40 spine crawlers because he says your gateway all-in's not going to touch me. I think it's even a screenshot of it on Reddit. And perhaps that would have been a nice thing for PartinG or for Silky to do, but his initial Hydralisk wave gets absolutely crushed. Drones are pulled to kill the pylon on the high ground. That's a pretty cute move, but I guess more so than that, the high ground vision was stripped, but I didn't realize the Mothership Core also died.
Oh, wow, yeah. Well, that's not a lot of Hydras here. The upgrade is not completed yet either. He didn't start it. He's already pulling the drones, and PartinG looking like he's going to hit with the perfect timing for what Silky was just not prepared for, thinking he had a bit more time.
If PartinG had hit 10 seconds later, that would have been...
Exactly, right? Yeah, GG. Welcome back here to the ASL Season 4 Prime League. It is the game number 2 of the first set of the day. And Rifkin, I'm going to call upon you to start out these intros so that I can catch the alley-oop and slam dunk it on them.
I'm going to space jam this tempo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, spawning here in the top right corner of the map, we have the Blue Zerg player.
Flipside, Silky.
That worked out so much better than I could have ever dreamed. His opponent, though, in the bottom left, sitting at a probe quite early once again. It's going to be the Kappa Star League's Red Protoss.
Yoey Flashwolves PartinG. I liked it.
Well, this is a map where right here, this is really annoying nook. You don't even have to worry about the mineral lines. You put 2 pylons down, and you build a cannon right over here.
Now, yeah.
The problem, though, this requires a second probe. Where's the second? Okay, it's leaving the base now. Because, you can't do this with just one.
It's so weird, man. I feel like this is becoming so common that Protoss are starting to realize that Zerg like to go for the gold after it to try to retake it as their second expansion, and then plan around the Zerg taking the gold. And, so it's like this huge Yeah.
And there it is.
no.
I mean, PartinG sees this right away, that second probe, too. So, the probe that's actually guarding over here, you'll notice with the cannon, he's got the quickest micro in the west. There we go. Throws down a second pylon to make sure that that does, in fact, complete the cannon. But just because the gold base has been taken doesn't mean PartinG's really been thrown for a loop on this. He will have to prioritize defense at home rather than attacking that gold base first, though, because there's a lot of lings on the way, and he saw these sneak out of the base.
Yeah, and Silky this time does not have gas at all. He's opening up very, very standard against this kind of style. He even went for the pool first, I believe, so that's always a shame when you're not able to cancel the cannon or not. But PartinG doesn't have a probe, and oh, he does actually. There it is, hiding behind the pylon. It was. These lings aren't getting through.
Well, he's gonna have to put the second pylon down. They might get on top of the cannon, but they shouldn't be able to kill it. Back on the other side of the map, though, you will note that PartinG has also placed down more cannons in weird locations. Why he invests here? There's no hatchery. It's because he knows Silky would try to normally leave the base. But the cool thing about Expedition Lost is there's those back rocks, and there we go. Silky already jumping on top of them. Wants to try and find a way past those cannons and out of the base.
Yeah, that's really cool about that, that you're able to do that as an option, and he's already working on them, so he will be able to eventually. And PartinG can't really do anything aggressively at the moment except lay more cannons down where Silky might not see it. But a very interesting thing here is that the pylon that was blocking actually was powering the gateway. So PartinG can't really make a zealot here. He hasn't started his cybernetics core either, and he's already taken 2 gases, but there it goes.
It kind of sucks, but I don't think the gateway's really the priority right now. I mean,
True.
A zealot would be cool, but you're not exactly rushing one zealot to that gold base.
Yeah, I mean, how many lings are going to be able to get out, really? The timing for those rocks does take quite a bit of time. But Silky has perfect surface area here. Maybe be able to fit one more Zergling at the top, but...
There's PartinG, he's got to see this. That queen is so randomly out of position.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll be able to get over there to do anything about it, but...
Oh! So close!
Oh! Well, he's still got another probe right there, so...
Yeah, only losing one Zergling, not too bad at all. And so what's Silky's plan from here? You know, he's getting his gas already. He's getting a second gas as well. Already starting to mine from that gold, and I think PartinG even saw that. Yeah, he knows. He knows exactly what's there.
It reminds me a lot of, like, when we see this happen on Overgrowth. This is really not that uncommon. It's just a different map with the same ideals behind it. But getting these rocks out is pretty important for Silky to transfer the drones over. Of course, there's a lot more mining that comes from a gold base because you mine it out faster. So perhaps a little bit of oversaturation. This is a little bit scary considering what PartinG's gone for behind this tempo.
Yeah, he's dropping down the Stargate, and there's no Spore Crawler there at all. There's no scouting here. Oh, actually, Silky did see that. He knows that the Stargate is there, so I would hope that he would put down at least one Spore Crawler at the gold, but I don't think it's going to be done in time if he doesn't start it very soon.
Well, the other scary factor that you, as a Zerg player, my friend, have definitely felt is with these cannons and pylons left up in his natural, maybe the Stargate doesn't work, but that's a perfect place to warp in 7 Zealots, a couple of Stalkers.
That's a pretty nice proxy pylon. Yeah, that's probably the best you're going to get at this moment. But Silky putting down a Spore Crawler, and even though there is one going to be there, PartinG could micro around it, get a few drones. But luckily for Silky, it is oversaturated a bit, so maybe he doesn't mind losing a few drones there.
Yeah, that was the plan. He's like, you know what? I know PartinG's going to kill a couple drones, so I'm just going to bring some extra.
Yeah. Well, the follow-up is going to be Twilight, and as he said, there's already a proxy pylon there. So, +1 being on the way. Here comes the Oracle, though. There are 2 queens, and that's actually very fortunate there for Silky, not even losing 1 drone.
Well, third base is ambitious. I mean, like I said, if Silky buckles down, he's in a position where I'd say he's not exactly at a huge advantage, but he's not behind, despite his natural base being screwed. The cannons didn't really affect his gold, and that's mining quite nice. Then, quite frankly, once you've got map control, you expand from one gold to another. So it's not the worst case scenario for him, but he does have to watch out. PartinG's going for Blake Stalkers behind this. +1 is nicely on the way, but it'll probably be +2 around the time he hits.
Yeah, he's dropping 4 gateways behind it already, 5. So I'm wondering if he's just going to try to hit with that, but Blink is a ways away. It's about a quarter, and I like this style from Silky, though. Going for the Ling Hydra, it protects you from the Oracle, it protects you from like a Void Ray follow-up, and Blink. Pretty much the whole arsenal of Protoss all-ins around this time can be held with the Ling Hydra, so as long as it's not like a 2-base Colossus, he should be okay, and there's no Robo in sight, so I think he's going to be pretty fine if he can get those units out in order to defend, and he's not being too greedy.
Wonderful pickoff on the pylon. Removes the proxy from his base. Oracle's, again, speaking of ambitious, trying to take on a queen over there, but I don't think this is so bad for PartinG. He hasn't had to invest gas into anything wrong, so to speak. Like, the last thing you want to do is invest into a bunch of immortals if it's a Ling Hydra type thing. So, I mean, sentries and stalkers, they'll cut it for sure, especially with upgrades behind them.
Yeah, Ling Hydra is good against Blink, but with the really good Blink control, you can still deal with it pretty well. And PartinG is already adding a lot of sentries, so he can use those force fields. However, this time it's a bit different because the Groove Spines is done. There's no upgrades going to be here for Silky, but he has the economy and he has the unit producing capabilities. So if he gets those out, Ling Hydra, and doesn't get force fielded to death, I think he will hold pretty nicely. And then he'll have another third base that he can saturate. The great part, though, I think, here, Riff, is that he doesn't have to make too many drones because of that gold income. So he can stay around 44 drones, and he's, you know, in the same situation. For now,
I think every circuit, they want to get to 70 at some point, regardless. But
I mean, especially because the gold base will mine out too.
Force field's gonna slap down pretty quickly. We don't have that great of an engagement here for Silky, but because he's just trying to bait out energy for the time being.
Yeah, maybe not letting PartinG get that high ground just yet either. He's trying to get that dominant position, but he doesn't have enough units to really get a commanding position. So he just needs to keep an eye out on PartinG, who's going around the other side. And Silky's not reacting here. He's just kind of chilling, hoping that PartinG is still waiting at the bottom. But here he comes, man.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Taking on any sort of Protoss army with this amount of sentries always is, but
oh no!
There's not a lot of energy left on these sentries. The Mothership Core's now out of Time Warp. The juice simply isn't there, and he's not got +2 weapon upgrades behind this. +1 weapon upgrades, it helps, for sure. But Blink Stalkers don't have that much damage versus unarmed units. They hit for, like, what, 11? So it's...
Yeah.
He's going to have to rely on the retention of Blink, and this is PartinG's comfort zone. This is his magic time.
Alright, well, let's see if he can make the magic happen. Blinking back. He's got some nice force fields, but with that Groove Spines, those Hydras can shoot over it. But are the numbers here? PartinG blinking back pretty nicely. The reinforcements is not that heavy. It's only 6 Hydras and 12 Lings. And PartinG is moving on forward, blinking forward as well. There's no Spine Crawler here to fall back to either.
He's so good at unit retention. It's not about the damage these Stalkers deal. It's the fact that they just don't die. And, well, he did bleed a couple out. Yeah, new ones come in. They replace them. Drones are pulled into this. There's a Zealot trying desperately to get on the front lines, but...
Why didn't you research charge, man? Why the others got to get Blink?
Look at the drone count. 23 drones are left behind this. Even if he beats back all the Stalkers, he doesn't have the money to remake these Hydralisks.
He doesn't, no. PartinG moving on forward with these Stalkers once more. If you look at the units lost, it is just so much in the favor, well, of Silky. That's a chart that you don't want to be ahead in.
Silky has lost twice as many Hydras as Stalkers have been killed. 46 Hydras to 20 Stalkers at the end. GG.
GG.